Okay, there we go. How is everyone? Hope you're all doing well. And yes, we are going to be continuing on the Greninja Shiny Hunt today. Hopefully. There we go. And yeah, the latency seems to be a lot worse with the new thing. But we keep going. Alright, so let's see. So where is the... Yes, it's in here. I will swap... No, not do. I will take this. Swap that. You two. Go there. And then we take the Froakie. Yeah, I've been basically working on getting more and more Froakie eggs, specifically for, you know, again, the shiny hunts. Yeah, I've been playing also a lot of Salmon Run. It's been very, very fun to do Grisco weapons only. That's kind of why we don't have any more today. Otherwise, I would have had more. Hey, welcome in, Cat. It's been a while. Hope you're doing well. Toolboxes of shiny Froakie. Wow. That is a lot of shiny Froakie you've got. Again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. But let's go see. So I got a lure ball earlier today from this. No, didn't get any more. Unfortunate, but hey, we can't get good ones all the time. Let's see if we have any actually like decent outbreaks. Because yeah, I actually didn't really check my outbreaks today. But most of the time we've been getting not great ones, so haven't really been paying attention to them lately. Yeah. None of them are good. So we're just going to be running around hatching eggs today. And we might be stumbling on some shinies. I hope we do. I think best place to go stumble around for shinies is... Let's see, where should we go stumble around for our shiny hunting today? Because whenever we do shiny... Well, then again, we do generally stay around here because we want to always go and check the thing. Hey, Goldie, how you doing? Because we do want to keep checking the Porto Morindo auction house because there generally is some good stuff there. Hey, Ash, how you doing? How you doing, Ash? Trying to unlock the 6-star raids. Nice. How far into the post-game are you, Goldie? Speaking actually of 6-star raids, what does everyone think the next 7-star Terra... Excuse me, the next 7-star Terra raid is going to be? Hey, Omar, how you doing? And this is going to take us up to 70. Always happy to, Ash. There we go. But yeah, it's going pretty well. No sparkles. Yeah, I've also started to realize, yeah, I don't have nearly as many shinies of Pokemon that are new to Scarlet and Violet as I thought I did. I thought I had most of the evolution lines locked down in terms of a member from each one. Turns out, no. I have a lot less than I anticipated I did. Hey, Positive, how you doing? I'm doing well. How are you doing? Beat the Ace Academy tournament. All I need to do is 5-star raids, get the 6-star. Nice. Yeah, the 5-star raid part is the annoying one. Mostly because I think you actually need to win them. It isn't just do the raids. You need to actually win. But yeah, it's an interesting thing. I like what they did with the Academy Ace tournament. And apparently you actually can get the Paldean Champion medal, the ribbon, from that. Hey, Pixel, how you doing? And now we do a little bit of deleting of the Froakie. Delete, delete, delete. It is always amusing to see, like, multiple no good stats on these Pokemon. Hey, Braidstar, how are you doing? Thank you very much for that member yesterday. Nice. Yeah, I'm starting to lean on Decidueye. Landon heavily convinced me. of Decidui, so I am starting to lean a bit more towards that. Yep. Yeah, I'd like to see Decidui. I'm hoping at some point we get Sceptile in the game, because I want us to get a fast grass-type special attacker so I can use Grass Pledge. Because Meowscarada is an absolute potato when it comes to Grass Pledge. Yeah, I mean, like, the closest otherwise would be, like, Venusaur. Because the thing is, for all of the grass types that are starters, very few of them are actually fast. And are special attackers. Like, yes, Superior is fast, but Superior is also supremely slow. And not the greatest in Devils. Which is why I'm really hoping we get something like Sceptile. Because, like, Sceptile's not the greatest thing in Doubles, but it does have, like, a decent-ish kit. And it also gets Unburden. So, like, it could be fun. So, like, you can get, like, Unburden shenanigans with Sceptile. That's why I'm hoping, because, again, it's also fast. Because the reason you specifically want something that is fast when it comes to the pledge moves is they will after you the other move. So, for example, you're using, Grass Pledge and Water Pledge. If you have a fast Grass Pledge user, the speed of the Water Pledge user literally does not matter. It will after you the Water Pledge user. For those who don't know what after you is, after you makes the Pokemon affected by it automatically move after the user regardless of what their speed is. So you could have a ridiculously fast Pokemon after you a ridiculously slow Pokemon, and it would move before the opponent. That's kind of why I'm really kind of hoping that we get, like, Sceptile, because Sceptile can actually do that. And the way the pledge moves work is just so bizarre. The way, at least if you use Grass Pledge and then it follows up with Water Pledge, is the Water-type starter would use a 150 base power Grass move that uses their special attacking stat. So, like, it uses the Water-type special attacking stat. But it also technically receives the same type attack bonus because it was initially used by a Grass type despite using the Water-type's special attack stat. So it's just very weird. I mean, granted, yes, you could use a physical Grass type for that, but the problem is outside of that Grass type, the Grass Pledge, Water Pledge shenanigans, that Pokemon is going to be doing absolutely nothing on its own, which is kind of why it's not as good of a thing. OP, Psychic Orthworm, 5-star. Interesting. Recommend for that. Any ghost types, like Skeletor, would be really good for that. Luckily, it saved and caught it after. Silence Arthur, Psychic from a sandwich. Had the worst fail. It jumped off the edge, followed it right into Lavencia, and it despawned. Yikes. But at least you saved before it, so you could preserve it, which is good. Yeah, I need to get better about saving before I actually encounter my shinies. I need to get better about that. I haven't really been doing that as much, and wait. Right as I say. Oh my gosh, that's glorious. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, guys, if you haven't done so. This is insane. Yeah, again, right as I'm saying. Get them all. I'm happy. Yeah. Now my only worry is hopefully it doesn't. I don't think it doesn't get cursed by this point, so there's no harm in it KOing. There's no chance it'll KO itself. But this one is going up for the giveaway trades. For those who don't know, we are doing shiny giveaways when it comes to all of the spare shinies of phases we already got. We've already completed the Misdreavus family, so this is going for giveaways. Oh, I have my replay buffer running. It already saved it. I already have my replay buffer running, and shiny Misdreavus phase. There we go. First shiny of the new month. Because yeah, for those who don't know, the month cutoff was yesterday for the end of our shiny compilation. So, we got another one. It is not marked. Let me check to see if you have a low attack, low physical attack, because I actually might keep that. Okay, no, you do not have a low physical attack stat, so you are going into the giveaway bin. And there's the giveaway bin. Also, I need to put all the Lechonk spares in here. Oh, you're right, we had a second spare shiny Misdreavus that we actually got, so this is our second spare one. Wow. Surprised me able to tell the difference between Frigibacks 100. Yeah. If a lot of the shinies that don't change much, they do actually stand out more than you'd expect. You know, we do kind of rag on shinies that don't change all that much, but when you are dedicated hunting something, you do know what the base normal form looks like, and then when you see something that is slightly different, it does stick out to you as much as if it was like, say, painted purple. Munch and Double nice. Found shiny watch roll 30 seconds of the sandwich boost. Needed 5 minutes. Flying up to I. Yeah. Honestly, watch roll was an annoying one. Because watch roll, you actually can tell the difference between the shiny and the not shiny, like, decently easily. It's just the problem with watch roll is it likes to fly around and being a jackwagon, so you actually can't just encounter it. It was like, Rotom was kind of the same way with us. Where there were so many Rotom, they were all close together and all over the place, the game just kind of bugged out. Well, as in, like, the camera kind of bugged out. When trying to lock on. Shiny version looks more like an ice type. Yeah. I agree with that. But also, guys, again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. How you doing, ASD Dylan? How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Well, yeah, we already got our first shiny of the new month. That's good. That's going to be a short tomorrow. That's the good thing about actually going and editing the entire compilation. I can go and highlight, like, okay, well, this was, like, my best shiny reaction. So let's just go mark that down and go do that. Yeah, the thing is, it's the fourth green head we've gotten, because we already finished the Misdreavus line, and even when we did that, we had 2 Misdreavus that actually spawned back-to-back in the same sandwich, in the same outbreak, so we got 3 of them from that single outbreak. So now this is the 4th one. I left Kilowatt and Iron Bundle way more than I should. Braidstar! You don't need to keep doing the Braidstar! Thank you! My friend's game keeps crashing like 10 times straight. And so just, maybe have them go and clear out like some of their like game data if their Switch is like cluttered with game data. I'm not really sure. What was the legendary you got, ASD? How did I lose to that? Wait, what? Wait, what was the raid you lost to? Because like shinies do stick out more than you would think when it comes at least like to the ones that don't change that much. Oh, did the Grizzco only weapons thing end already? I don't play Go, so I have no idea. Are Pokemon moves that switch your opponent switch? Not really. Okay, it depends on what format. Doubles or singles, because in singles, they can be good for, they can be good for, like, denying setup things, but in doubles, not at all. Oh, nice, fun enhanced day. Delightful. It's actually kind of funny that you actually mention forcing switch-out moves, because in a draft league I'm a part of, this is not the EBL, this is a separate private draft league I'm doing, force switch-out moves are actually my actual play for one of the people I'm going up against, because Roar is a move that has -5 priority. There is only one move that has a lower priority than Roar, and that is Trick Room. I think you can see where this logic train is going. There's 6 Reggies. Least favorite ice cream is a very hard thing to actually pin down for me, I'll be honest. Yeah, there's 6 Reggies. Regieleki, Registeel, Regirock, Regiice, Regidrago, and Regigigas. There's 6 of them. You know, they haven't hatched yet. Yes, I am. No, they are evil because they have a Dusclops, they have an Indeedee, they have Gigalith, and they have Dracozolts. They are evil. I am merely defending my own honor as a doubles battler. I can actually believe Dragapult's that big. Yeah, I have not played Go in probably 3 years. I didn't know that the others weren't in the game. I guess Regice? I honestly have no idea. Yeah, okay, fair enough, Mudkip, but yeah, like, that's the play for it. Is I can literally just force them out and they can't use setup Trick Room. But the thing is, there's more plans than just specifically the denying the Trick Room setup. But, I mean, it could work. I hope it does. But yeah, it's like, I've been running, because I have to use Dracovish in this format, because I am taking over for someone else that dropped out of the league. So they said, okay, I'll just take over for the guy, because the guy's running a sand team. I was like, I'm good with sand. And they had Dracovish. So I'm using Dracovish in this format, and I'm running all kinds of damage calculations for this, because it's like, okay, let's just let's just see what the heck Dracovish can do with Vicious Rend. And the kinds of damage numbers that Dracovish is doing, this thing is throwing out enough damage to one-shot Pokemon that are resisted. These are things that are resistant to water, and it is one-shotting them. And it's just, why? Why is this thing so powerful? Granted, I'm running Choice Band. So, like, it's Choice Band, Strong Jaws, Vicious Rend, with Adamant 252. And it's mauling these things. Like, we simmed against one of the bulkiest things that we can think of, because, like, we're used to dealing with things like Dusclops as, like, a benchmark for absurd damage. This thing deals, like, 80% to frickin' Dusclops with Eviolite and Bold the 252. It's insane. Like, the amount of damage that Dracovish is just capable of doing is nightmarish. But also, it's kind of hilarious just seeing, you know, these massive, absurd damage numbers popping out of resistance. Wait, what do you mean, dude? Do you mean, like, in competitive? Or, like, you're in Area 0? Because if you mean in competitive, Fluttermane's just really, really good. And if you mean in Area 0, Fluttermane only appears at night in Area 0 for Scarlet. Regirock does have a very, very good... Oh yeah, it's because Fluttermane's just good. Remember, you're doing doubles for Series 2's format. Remember, Series 1 banned Paradox Pokemon. So people couldn't use Fluttermane. Now people are using Fluttermane. Now it is legal. It was legal at the beginning of the month. I've only got 3 more Pokemon to pay through. Nice. Yeah, because the thing is, Sylveon was a poor man's Fluttermane before Fluttermane became legal. You use Fluttermane for the Terra Fairy Dazzle Gleam. And you use it for, like, the Ghost Stab, which is just horrifying with the amount of power thing. You also use it for Photosynthesis, because Photosynthesis is insane. But yeah, like, you use Fluttermane for all kinds of stuff, and it's terrifying. Because, like, yes, in theory, Scizor would be, like, the thing that just puts Fluttermane into non-existence, except for the fact that Fluttermane finds itself housed on Sun teams. And last I checked, Sun teams field fire types. And Scizor doesn't like fire types. So yeah, so basically it's like Fluttermane's protected by the fact that fire types basically strongly discourage Scizor's existence. Can't remember. Yes, but remember, Scizor gets a Bullet Punch, which is a priority move. Which means it doesn't matter that Fluttermane is faster, because it literally just punches it in the face, and Fluttermane's gone before it can even attack. That's kind of how Fluttermane works. Well, not with Fluttermane, that's how Scizor works. How you doing, Toast? How you doing, Mr. Toast? Looking forward to the beginning of the Elite Battle League. I've got my whole team sheet prepared and squared away. All of my damage calculations have been run, and I am beginning to put together my team. Unless he uses a non-Sun team with Fluttermane. No, it isn't even that. It's that people are not putting Scizor onto teams. As in, people are not running teams of 6 that include Scizor. You know, Scizor is just not even, like, considered as an option, really, in the current metagame. Well, it's still good. Like, Scizor is still, like, used to a degree, but it's nowhere near where Scizor's normal usage is. And a large amount of that is that people are running a lot more Torkoal, and Torkoal kind of bodies anything and everything that Scizor's capable of doing. Ah, good luck to you, sir, against Timmy B. Yeah, Mr. Toast, just to give you a slight warm-up in case we ever find ourselves against each other in the EBL. This is a page team write-up of an analysis of my team as well as my opponent's team, breaking down what my best options are, what their best options are, and my best ways of destroying their theoretical best options. I go all out when it comes to these, because I like winning. That's plain and simple, I just like winning. I did not see the Xenoblade Chronicles 3 DLC yet. I kind of have been busy all day. Too bad I can't do anything competitive-wise because I have busy. Yeah, competitive is one of those things where it does take a lot of time. I mean, you gotta remember, Mr. Toast, I play a lot of VGC. And that's kind of standard for me with my VGC teams, is I will write down, like, okay, this is what the team is, these are the moves, these are the items, these are the EV spreads, this is theoretically what the team is going to do. Then, whenever I go and do battles, I will always write down, okay, where does my team struggle? How does it struggle? What are potential outs? Or do I need to redo the whole team construction? And then I go back to the drawing board. If I need to go return it, if, things are working, okay, I keep what works, remove what doesn't, and just gradually just iterate from that. And it's just something that I've gotten into the habit of doing because it keeps me, like, sort of on my toes. And it's one of the things that helps me just stay on top of the competitive scene in terms of, like, I don't slack off when it comes to my competitive stuff. If you ever drop Ray, who wants to fight the Fire Dondozo? Yeah, Dondozo does have an extremely high Urba Mystica drop rate relative to the other 7-star tear, relative to the other 6 and 5-star tear rates. So I recommend, if you guys want to do those, I recommend doing that. But also, guys, again, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more. Yeah, the other thing whenever it comes to battles is I will make sort of a chart, well, like a chart, but like a table of, like, damage and speed tiers. So I know, okay, if something outspeeds this thing on my team, I know how much speed investment you have. And based on knowing how much speed investment you have, I know how much offensive investment you have as well. Because, I know you can't go Jolly Nature and you can't be Adamant. So you can't pack a maximum power and a maximum speed. If you're maximum speed, then you don't have the same amount of offensive power, which does take a bit of, weight off my team defensively. But if you're running maximum offense, I can probably outspeed you, because I generally run a little bit more speed. Yeah, he wields dual swords. I have no idea. I will be honest, I have no clue who you're talking about, Amazon. Is it Zuko? That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only guy I can think of that uses dual swords. But yeah, I sort of took a bit of a break from the competitive scene after Sword and Shield's fiasco. That was Series 13. I just kind of stopped. So my brain's kind of like starting from cold. Imagine putting a Hasty Nature on a Gyarados. What does Hasty do again? Is that minus defense up speed? Yeah, Hasty is minus... Yes, Hasty is minus defense up speed. Hardy is neutral. Yeah, you'd only ever really go Jolly Gyarados. Because you'd never run specially offensive Gyarados these days. Because back in Gen 3, you could do that. Only because Gyarados didn't have any physical flying moves outside of Flying Hidden Power. And water moves were all special back then. But nowadays, you just don't even do that. It wasn't even it wasn't Dynamaxing. It was that they removed the restricted cap. Because normally, you're only allowed to bring in 2 restricted. So you can only bring in 2 box art legendaries, more or less. And then, but in Series 7, in Series 13, they let you bring in, like, a full team of box art legendaries. Then, they also allowed in the mythical Pokemon. So, like, Arceus, Jirachi, and in all of those ones, they allowed in. And the mythicals are something that I just simply, I just don't play. I'm not a fan of playing against mythicals because their movesets are insane. Like, Mew has an insane move pool. Obviously, it's Mew. Jirachi. I love Jirachi because its flinch hack's fun. But it's insane move pool. Manaphy. Insane because it's Manaphy. Tail Glow. Frickin' just obliterator. I just like, okay, I'm just not playing this. I'm just not gonna play it. And I just kind of stopped after that. Like, I actually kind of enjoy the restricted formats where you can only bring in 2 restricteds. Because, like, I tend to use a Groudon team for those. I like to call it Sunburn. What a 101 Pokemon. It would depend on if it's restricted, as in you can only have 2 restricteds, or if they go like, okay, there are no restrictions, you can use everything. But also, whether it's double or singles. Like, because honestly, a format that's like all 1,008 Pokemon, that's, I'm pretty sure Smogon's anything goes. My thing is random ball. Not a clue what that is. I'll be honest, I have no idea who you're talking about, Amazon. I have no freaking clue. Because, like, I did not play Chronicles 2 at all, and I'm willing to bet it's probably someone from Chronicles 2. Team code is, this thing has... what Pokemon? Oh, the Dondozo. Yeah, Dondozo has a lot of physical defense. It doesn't have as much special defense. And we are now crossing over into 600. Oh, Rex. Okay. Yeah, I never played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. No, they're not on mute. Yours may be muted, Lucas. Or your volume just may be turned down very, very low. I actually don't know how to actually look at rental team codes. Because I've actually never used a rental team ever, so I don't even know actually how to look them up. He's back, he dual wields the Aegis sword. So what, he's got like the Pyra sword and the Mithra sword? In like different separate hands? One sec. Can someone please like at mess? Oh, there you go. Okay, there we go. Have your volume up. Okay. I'll probably do that off stream, that dude, because when I'm focusing on like the shiny hunting, it kind of can't really do that well. Because that would take a while to do. It would take a while to like look over the entire thing. Alan, do you finally get the Mewtwo or no? What are you up to? Like 1,600 Mewtwo DAs at this point? What is it up to now? Because that's like I am honestly dreading that Ho-Oh is gonna take that long. That's weird. The only thing I think is maybe like YouTube was muted. Yikes, 4,400 DAs. Yeah. You'll get it eventually. You will eventually get your Mewtwo Shewtwo. It can't stay non-existent for long. It's got to eventually appear. Eventually, I think it has to. Maybe, eventually. That's just the way that it goes. Yeah. I mean, I kind of feel what it was like to have something go that high over odds with the Karkadet hunt. But, obviously, those are 30 minutes. points, you know, for every single time that you go over odds and then some. So, yeah, that is pain. Watch me get it in Scarlet and Violet. If I was in the EVL, I doubt you could figure out Flash Rock. I mean, the thing about the EVL is, it's a draft league. So I know exactly what your team is. I still need to get a lot more teams prepared for that, dude. The reason why is after, like, maybe 4 or 5 battles, it turns into a thing of every challenger then starts to body the streamer, where they go find the things that just body my team into oblivion, and everyone else just starts bringing things that body me, and it kind of just doesn't become fun anymore. Which is why I need to kind of get together like maybe 3-4 teams, so that way like that can't happen. Then okay, well, what works against one team just will not work against another. The thing is, I need to know what your other team is, and one of the other rules of the Elite Battle League is you cannot have items, which drastically changes the way Pokemon are going to be. It means no Light Clay on Grimmsnarl, no Trick Shenanigans, no Focus Sash, no Damage Reduction Berries. Hey, Shining Blue, how are you doing? One of the mods, please go grab Shining's link, please. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Let's see, so this would be, I'm pretty sure, no, this would be 610. Yeah, this would be 610. Hello, how's everyone doing? Hope everyone is doing well. Snarl is Prankster, Light Screen Flacked, and a Metronome. Prankster, Light Screen, and Metronome. It's an interesting setup. The problem is that you retool a Pokemon every single time for each individual team. That may work for some things, but it will not work for other things. Also, can Grimmsnarl even learn Metronome in Sword and Shield? I don't think Grimmsnarl gets Metronome in that game. Because actually, my first opponent actually has Grimmsnarl on their lineup. But I have a plan to easily destroy the Grimmsnarl. Yeah, I didn't think Grimmsnarl learned Metronome in that game. Wait, it does? How does it get Metronome? How the freak? I'm looking this up. How the frick does it get Metronome? Grimmsnarl, Cerebi, Sword, Shield. I have to see this. How do you get Metronome on it? It's gotta be an egg move of some kind. That is the only vaguely logical explanation, that it has to be an egg move. Wait, Metronome's a TM in the game? Wait. Metronome's a TM in Sword and Shield? Yeah, then again, TMs in Sword and Shield were kind of not great moves. All the good moves were locked into being TRs, for the most part. I guess that kind of makes sense. Because, yeah, there were a lot of the TMs, outside of, like, you know, Taunt, Taunt, Screech, you know, Will-O-Wisp, Thunderwave, those were all kind of not great moves. I don't pay attention to the TRs. I don't pay attention to the TMs. I really only pay attention to the TRs because, for the most part, TMs were not great in Sword and Shield. Like, there were a few of them were decent. You know, obviously the Elemental Punches are kind of good. Light Screen Reflect, yeah, those are good. Protect, obviously, is good. But then you got things like, oh, Revenge. Oh, you've got Wonder Room. Round. Round is TR. TRs are they're technical records. Think of them as old-fashioned TMs where they teach a Pokemon a move and then they're one-time use. So, in Sword and Shield, there's two kinds of move teaching things. There's TMs, which are, your standard TMs. They're infinite usage since Black and White, and they don't have as many good moves. But then there's TRs, which are technical records, which are, you get those from Terror Raid, not from Dynamax raids. Yes, Metronome is a status move. Hello there, Andreas. How are you doing? Yes, Metronome is technically a status move. The reason it is technically a status move is that it does not by itself do damage. It calls another move to be used. It's the same way that Mirror Move actually works, where despite the move generally calling an offensive move, the move itself is a status move because its function is to call other moves. It by itself doesn't do any damage. So yeah, Metronome is technically considered a status move. There's a lot of moves that are like that, whereas like Counter and Mirror Coat, those are technically offensive moves because they do damage directly, but do damage directly by their own effect. They don't call another move. I might need to make a Metronome meme set with Grimmsnarl. I wouldn't recommend that. I would not recommend Metronome on Grimmsnarl, mostly because in a competitive format, you kind of like reliability. Also, when it comes to the EBL, you can retool your team between every match. So, you don't need to run the same block of 6, the same moves and stats for every single fight. You retool it depending on what your opponent is. That's kind of one of the functions of drafts, is you pick a pool of, it depends on how many Pokemon you're actually picking for, whatever draft you're in. I've seen some drafts where you can pick some, 8 or 9 Pokemon, and then others where you can pick as many as 15. It really all depends on, the person that created the rules or the tournament organizer. But for the EBL, it is, I believe it's 9 Pokemon. You draft 9 or 10 Pokemon are drafted for the EBL, and then you can bring 6 of them per battle. I'm doing very well, Destiny. I'm doing very, very well. And again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so. So, for example, I may or may not be bringing this my first battle of the Elite Battle League. I have Ferrothorn. Week 1, I could say run, Body Press Ferrothorn with Curse, Gyro Ball, and Leech Seed. With, max HP, max defense, minus speed, up defense nature. And then on the next one, I could, next week, I could just have a different Ferrothorn that has, a whole entirely separate move and EV spread. Because that's how drafts work. You can retool your team every single opponent. Shiny is doing very, very well, Destiny. We actually got a shiny Misdreavus earlier today. Actually, probably 5-10 minutes into the start of the stream. Which is good. That one is going away for giveaway trades in the future. Stuck at this part. I need to sneak around or else the red guys will kill me. Oh, yeah, that's just stealth. Yeah, you kind of need to stealth your way through that. Also, if you drop or leave on the ground and throw Mighty Bananas, that will distract them so you can sneak around. There is a function in Breath of the Wild where you can throw you can throw food items. I don't know about that, but you can. I mean, also, you could just go fight them and just destroy all of the Yiga clan people, but that's also not really as advisable. Mostly down to they will one-shot you, and you can beat them. That's actually what I actually beat it the first time, was I just brute forced and beat them. But they are one-shot kills, and Mipha's Grace and Fairies are disabled inside of the Yiga clan base. So you need to basically fight anyone in there without getting hit a single time. It is not easy. I mean, or you can just go in and just whack them with a sword and they're gone. Hey, Fiery, how you doing? I'm doing very, very well. How are you? Yeah, we actually got Ms. Drevis Shiny earlier right around here. Nice! You did also... There's one part where I actually have a very hard time just stealthing my way through, and I actually have to use the banana throw. But impressive. Very, very impressive. Delightful, one could say. Wait, please explain. Please explain the mod race. Also, can one of the mods please go grab Crimson's link? How are you doing? Stealth. We do a little stealthing. I will give that a look, Andreas. I don't know why, but I've noticed when it comes to, like, the weekends, my channel growth kind of slows down. Like, the weekends generally do not grow very well. We got 5 shinies, 1 being a full odds shiny Wug Trio, which we counted full odds shinies as 2 points fun with San Antonio, but it's going to be a week until I can get into my apartment. Yikes. I hope things go well for you, though, Fiery. Still be Jet and Shiner. Fair enough. I have, I believe, lost every shiny race I have done. Fiery! You guys don't need to do this! Can we please get Fiery's link? Just like, thank you very much, Fiery. Thank you very much, Fiery. Oh, it's the youngest, that's what the thing is. And that is going to be 65. I honestly hate this thing. I really, 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 really hate freaking... Greninja is ticking me off. Like, we have gone over... We went over double odds on the first shiny Froakie. And now we're going over odds again on this shiny Froakie. Like, we can get the third shiny Froakie right after the first one. Right after the second one. We will still be completely over odds the entire family. I despise the Weeb Frog. I despise it. Well, you are not my least favorite Kalos Pokemon for no reason. This is just adding more reasons for that. It's my first short that has a... Interesting. Yeah, this Froakie is just crazy with how it does. It's like, it's why. Why? I am despising the Froakie. Because it refuses to sparkle. Trolling that was amazing. Like, just Mark freaking out at that was just amazing. Like, we love Mark, but it's so easy to mess with the guy. So, what is Mark's, like, shiny Pawmi quest at this point? Is he like 30-something at this point? Because, yeah, for those who don't know, Mini Mark Mad is trying to get, like, 100 shiny Pawmi. Not a fan of Fuecoco. It took me... Oh, Andreas, my friend. My friend Andreas. We had to go to 2072 for our first Froakie. We're at almost 1,900 eggs. The whole Frog family. Come on. You don't need to do. Can we please get some Kayla appreciation? Please. Can we please get some Kayla appreciation? Please. Please, please. Please. What is 6 times 6 times 12 times 4? That's a bit too much math for me. That hurts my brain to look at, Fiery. That hurts my brain. I don't know what that is. I can't even like cheat and use my calculator, because my calculator's been on the fritz for the last few days. Yeah, ew, math. The only math I do is adding and subtracting for IV values, for effort value values. That's all I do. And percentages. That's it. Nothing else. No math is allowed in this dojo. No math. Aside from damage calculations. You know, I say that despite having the damage calculation table. Like, the frickin' damage calculator table. Right there. Which is going to be important for one of my EBL battles. And the main reason why that is important for the EBL battle is there is a certain ability I am scared of. And the good thing about that ability, despite how terrifying it is extremely pivotal that its very nature tells me exactly what its kit is. And if I know exactly what its kit is, then I do not need to fear it. Because, like, the threat of the moveset is not... The threat that this Pokemon poses is not what it is. It's what it could be, because whenever I am battling, I make the worst case scenario assumption of it is simultaneously the two most powerful things it could be. So, like, say, if I'm going up against a, you know, what is it called? A punk rock. Punk rock. What the freak is its name? Punk rock toxicity. Why can I not think of the name for a second? I am assuming it is always, like, the two best abilities it could be. And, like, the two best natures it could be. With the best moves it could possibly have at all times. Because that is what keeps you alive in battling. Assuming the worst keeps you alive in battling. And once it's revealed, I know exactly what its kit is. And once I know exactly what it is, I'm not afraid of it anymore. Because then I know, well, I can survive this thing. I can outspeed this thing. I can outpower this thing. I just beat this thing then. So that's kind of the reason why I'm a little bit afraidy. A little bit afraidy cat for it. Because I need to assume... So, like, hypothetically. So, like, for Galarian Darmanitan. Whenever I'm doing these kind of calculations for it, I simultaneously assume it is both Guerrilla Tactics and Zen Mode. So that way, no matter which one it is, I can formulate a way of being it. You know, just like how whenever I'm facing down something like a Ferrothorn, I always assume it is something like an Iron Defense or Curse Ferrothorn, as well as a Protect Leftovers Stall Body Press Ferrothorn. So that way I can have the best possible ways of, like, dealing with it, because if I assume it is both, then I cannot be blindsided. Why do all these people use Tailwind strategies? Because Tailwind is a very, very, very good move. No, there's a lot more reasons to use Tailwind than there is to use Thunder Wave or to use Icy Wind. Icy Wind can activate things such as Defiant and Competitive, which make your enemy team, which make the opposing team stronger. Thunder Wave can also be reflected by things like Magic Bounce, which is detrimental to you, negated by things such as Safeguard, or, you know, it can be negated by things such as Safeguard, removed by things such as Lumberry, and there's a number of Pokemon that are simply immune to being Thunder Waved, as well as you go for something like Tailwind because it is a more safe option. You know, you don't run the risk of basically accidentally boosting your opponent's, you know, stats when you use, you know, Icy Wind. Because when you use Icy Wind, if they're using Competitive, you will just get steamrolled. If they're using Defiant, you will just get steamrolled. If they have, like, their killer app as an electric type, well, then you can't Thunder Wave them. Because then they can't be speed dropped. I mean, it is the one usage of Talonflame. It is. I mean, it isn't even just Talonflame that uses it. Back in Sword and Shield, you know, you would have Whimsicott be the one that was using that. You know, we wouldn't be seeing the birds if it actually wasn't for Whimsicott being removed. Because at that point, we would just be seeing Whimsicott because it was the best. Point blank, Whimsicott is one of the few pure support Pokemon to rely entirely on support moves and use entirely support moves and actually still be, like, super, super duper viable despite not really doing anything outside of pure support. It's terrifying, and I like it. But thank you very much, Kayla, for that. That means a great deal. Yeah, not really sure how long tonight's thing is going to be. One of the main reasons is when it comes to the weekends, I think I actually mentioned this a little bit ago, but weekends are generally not our best day when it comes to channel growth. Oddly, we do a lot better as far as the channel growing on like weekdays, like school days is when we do best. And a lot of that is because, like, shorts just do horribly on the weekend, at least as far as I've put them out. And I, you know, just get a lot better stuff from shorts during the week. And also, just, like, when it comes, like, late at night on Sundays is really the only time I'm able to stream on Sundays. And, you know, late at night, that's kind of when other people are streaming. That's when people are going to sleep. They're doing other things. And the growth is just not really there. Right now you're doing, Bonoboris. What was the first Divine Beast you took down? I could spend money each month. Yes. Hey, Robbie. It's going pretty well. We actually got a shiny Misdreavus earlier today. Left it on right when we started streaming, which is pretty good. And we are just hatching our over odds of Froakie shinies, because we still need to get all of the Froakie family for the shiny living shinies. So you did Varuda first. Yeah, I recommend doing Varuda first. I would say, yeah. I honestly think the order in which you're doing right now, call them by the real name, Uncle Liam. Yeah, I know a lot of people do the same thing. I actually recommend doing that in the order you did, specifically because when you fight Thunderblight Ganon later, every Divine Beast, I believe, is like 500 health. I think Mudkip is the one that mentioned this to me. Every Divine Beast has 500 health, and then they gain 500 for every Divine Beast you've beaten. And a lot of people do Thunderblight last, or like do Thunderblight third or fourth. So by then, Thunderblight is generally regarded as the hardest of them. So you're fighting Thunderblight with more health. So it's able to do a lot more to you. But if you fight it early, it has so much less health, and you're able to shred it easily. It could be 600. I heard Mudkip say 500, but it could have been a 600 typed in, and I just read it as a 5. But point is, they gain health every time you beat one. So taking out Thunderblight early, I think, is honestly probably the best choice. I don't think it's good to do Thunderblight first, because you really, really, really want those other bonuses. Also, Destiny Bot is like, who uses Destiny? Yeah, not many people use Destiny Bot well. Like, Destiny Bot is a cheek set. When people use cheese, they're like, oh yes, I'm gonna use Wide Guard and Gravity. Honestly, I wouldn't say Wide Guard is a cheese, not Wide Guard. Yeah, Wide Guard and Gravity, they're not cheese strategies. They are very legitimate strategies. Because there's a lot of very good spread moves. You know, like, Wide Guard almost completely shuts Fluttermane down. You know, the thing that really makes Fluttermane scary is Terrestrialize Fairy into those just spread power dazzling gleams, especially when Photosynthesis kicks in. So a video of Haunted Facts for new players, and they said the games. Okay, I would say probably it's 600 then. If one of those fact videos says 600, I'm more inclined to agree with them. But yeah, I like to go out and get the arrows. I mean, I go for bomb arrows, because then I just get the 5-shot bow and just... There's something just so fun about going out, getting those 5-shot Lionel bows, and just raining doom on the bosses in the game with the 5-shot bows. It's delightful. Though I'm fairly certain when you use bomb arrows on multi-shot bows, they do suffer a damage penalty, which does make them weaker. Like, specifically to counterbalance the fact that you're using bomb arrows. Which, you know what? Fair point. Fair play game. But yeah, this Wednesday is going to be our next regularly scheduled Breath of the Wild stream. We always do a Breath of the Wild stream on Wednesday. It's going to be fun. Though Tuesday, we are going to have a little bit of a change in schedule. Because I'm going to be a bit busy. What are we getting rated? Procapic raid. What is this? Hey, welcome in. We're getting rated. Nice. Matt Procapec, welcome in. Joe's Phenomenal Crossing, welcome in. Please tell me I'm saying it right. Procapec, welcome in. Thank you very much for that raid, guys. Hope you're doing well. This art, how you doing? Jojo, welcome in. Is that a JoJo reference I see? Do I see a JoJo reference? Delightful. Welcome in, guys. Thank you very much for coming in with that raid. If you guys haven't done so, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But can one of my mods please go grab Procapec's link, please? Thank you very, very much. How are all of you guys doing? Thank you very much, Omar, for doing that. What were you guys streaming? How did it go? And thank you very much for rating us. Getting the armor. So, what is your Annihilate set up for right now in terms of its setup, dude? What is like its ability? What are its moves? nature, EV spreads. What's the setup on the Annihilate? Just curious, because... Or is this for Terra raids? Is this for competitive? Mario Kart Sundays. Ooh, fun. 323 bomb arrows. Yeah. Yeah, bomb arrows are fun. Yes, yes, because you do need bomb arrows to fight Vanaboris. You do need them. But yeah, you actually guys came in right as we were talking about our weekly Breath of the Wild stream. For those who do not know, we are doing a series where we are trying to do 100% Breath of the Wild before Tears of the Kingdom comes out. So if you enjoy Pokemon shiny hunting, me suffering, and other sort of nonsensical nonsense, and Breath of the Wild and Legend of Zelda stuff, we do all kinds of stuff like that. We've been playing all of the Legend of Zelda games blind, because I have actually only played 3 Legend of Zelda games. Skyward Sword, Breath of the Wild, and for the channel a few months ago, actually about a year ago, about 6 months ago, we finished Ocarina of Time blind. And we are currently doing A Link to the Past blind. We're going to be playing Metroid Dread soon, blind as well. And we're going to be doing a lot of blind gameplay things. We are going to be finishing up our Splatoon 3 Let's Play, so if you guys enjoy that kind of stuff, recommend. Wait, really? You don't even recognize me? Really? It must be the hair. It's probably the hair. Which is funny, because this is kind of all getting cut off soon, so I need to get a haircut. As well, Matt, I watched the most recent interview with Battle League. How are you feeling? I'm feeling very confident. For those who don't know, I also very much am fond of competitive Pokemon battling. When it comes to battles, I go all out. This is my, team layout plan of breaking down and analyzing my team, my opponent's team, and what their strengths are, mine are, and how to, best defeat it. Planning for the worst case scenarios. But I'm also kind of not feeling super confident about my team, because I have gone into battles before in draft leagues with, the same level of, confidence, and then gotten utterly blindsided into next week. So I have to temper my confidence a bit. Wait. Hey, we're getting raided by Ghoulishly. How you doing? Welcome in Ghoulishly Gengar. Welcome in Ray the Shapeshifter. Thank you very, very much. How are you doing? Oh, Andrew. You haven't seen the damage table. You haven't seen the damage table that I put together. Because one of the Pokemon I fear the most in the battle is actually one that runs a damage boosting ability. And I'm not going to show the entire thing in case my opponent is actually watching right now and he knows I'm just literally planning for it. But yeah, it has an ability that boosts the damage of its moves, but both of its abilities are really, 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 really good. And I'm planning for, okay, what if he has both abilities? What if he has one ability, if he has this one, or he has this one? So I'm planning for both. Well, welcome in, guys. Thank you very much for the raid. What were you doing on your end, Ghoulishly? Hope it went well. Were you doing some more stuff and things? And no, I have not played 4-Sword. Doing Borderlands tonight. Shiny Hunting has been going pretty well for us. We actually got our 4th Shiny Misdreavus. We did not get 4 Shiny Misdreavus tonight. We have had 3 Shiny Misdreavus for a while, and we just got our 4th one. So that was fun. But right now we're mostly just working on hatching through all of our Froakie eggs, because we are still doing our Shiny Living decks. We got our first Froakie at over double odds. We are now over odds for our second Froakie. And we haven't even started the third. So things are not looking good for our hero. Not at all. But things are going pretty well. But yeah, I'm looking forward to the Elite Battle League. Because the thing is, I do a lot of battles. So, I'm generally part of multiple draft leagues simultaneously. Right now, I'm actually part of 3 separate draft leagues. One of them is the Elite Battle League. One of them is actually a Sword and Shield Battle League. Well, 2 of them are in Sword and Shield. One of them is single Sword and Shield. The other is double Sword and Shield VGC. And then the third and final one is actually a Scarlet Violet one. Though the only one that you guys are going to be seeing is going to be the elite Battle League ones. I put my ally Ben. Hey Matt, I gotta add each other on Discord to talk about a language. Shoot the feet, but it's not doing anything. You need to only hit each one once. You need to hit each one once with a bomb. Still looking for my second and third chance Score Bunny for my living decks. Yeah, we got Score Bunny actually pretty quick. The entire Score Bunny family was every single one of them was under odds. The closest we got to over odds was actually 506 on our reboot. But all the others were under odds. Well, all of them were under odds. What are you at right now for yours? Maria would and be able to understand the paradox. I would say he'd be able to understand them because, like, they're Pokemon. Like, the only way I think N would not be able to understand the paradox Pokemon is if the theory about the paradox Pokemon not actually being real turns out to be true. Interesting. Remember, there was one of those. Yeah. So wait, dude, what is your setup on the Annihilate? Bit of Annihilate. Defiant, Lumberry, all into attack and some into special defense. Defense and HP. Rage Fist, Bulk Up, Rock Slide, Stopping Tantrum, Adamant Nature. Defiant. Are you setting up Bulk Ups? You know, are you using Bulk Up to set yourself up? Because a lot of the way that people run Annihilate is they actually run Terra Fire Annihilate next to a light screen setter, like Grimmsnarl. And then they have the Annihilate Terra Fire, and then you start spamming Bulk Up. And then I believe they give it the Life Orb. They don't actually run Lumberry. So what typically is happening with the Annihilate then? Nice, finally unlocking 6-star raids. It takes a while, but you did manage to finally unlock them. Delightful. One would say most delightful. Frickin' bird. Is little baby Merca bird. Little baby Merca bird. Annoys me, Baby Doll Eyes has priority. See, I kind of enjoy Baby Doll Eyes priority when it is used on a Defiant Pokemon. Or competitive Pokemon, because then it jacks my stats up into insanity. So really interesting. How many times do you set up Bulk Up? So I know a lot of them use, like, they go like Drain Punch, Life Orb, or something like that. Yeah, Rock Slide. Yeah, I think the issue is the moveset. Rock Slide is not great, and Stomping Tantrum is... Yeah, Rock Slide and Stomping Tantrum are not necessarily great for it. The ones I generally see people going is Drain Punch or Brick Break. And then Terra Blast, because they tear it into fire. And then they use Bulk Up like 3 or 4 times. And then they also have Life Orb, which kind of also like really, really helps. And then it just turns into a head chopping machine. So I think it might be a bit of the moveset and a bit of the item. Man, I have Sonic the Hedgehog, Sword and Shield team. Nice! I know nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog, so it would all completely go over my head. The only thing I know about Sonic the Hedgehog is that in the new movie, Idris Elba, otherwise known as, for those who have seen the Marvel movies, Heimdall, voices Knuckles. Also, for those who know Pacific Rim, Idris Elba is Stacker Pentecost, aka the dude who pilots Striker Eureka at the end of the movie. Close combat is good, but a lot of people I know do like to use like Drain Punch because they have Life Orb. It offsets the amount of damage you're accumulating from the Life Orb residual rack up. But either of them is good. Close Combat, I know people like to use as a big burst nuke, but it's different purposes. Drain Punch gives you a little sustain to offset the Life Orb, but Close Combat is just brutal slam. So I would say it is a bit up to you. Wait, no, we take it up. No, we didn't take it. No, we didn't take it up. Used like 50 fire arrows. Also the OG Knuckles. Code. I'm not sure if he was the original if he was the original Knuckles. Maybe he was. I don't know, actually. Again, I know nothing about Sonic the Hedgehog. Like, I remember I watched the Sonic X TV show a couple of years ago, just online. And, like, that is where my Sonic knowledge begins and ends. Like, I know Shadow was, like, some government-engineered super weapon thing. I know Eggman's grandfather made him. But, like, I know, like, nothing else. Because it's, like, I mean, we're talking about a guy, me, who has never played a Mario game. Yes, I've never played a Mario game. That is changing soon. Likely the first of the Mario games we're going to be playing is Super Mario Odyssey. It's going to be fun. Mostly because you guys are going to get to see me suffer. Oh, yeah, I knew I hadn't caught my Iron Treads yet. Wait. I think I see a shiny. I think I see a slightly off-colored Phanpy. And if that is a slightly off-colored Phanpy and it is shiny, that is going to be the finale of the Phanpy family. I think it's shiny. I think it's sparkling. Phanpy family does not need to be shiny hunted. And that is one of the ones I was dreading the most, much like that shiny Igglybuff. Delightful. Marked? No, it is not marked. And with that, one of the shiny hunts I was dreading the most is now done. I have a list of probably 40 shiny hunts that I decided, like, okay, these are all basically going to be Masuda method, just because I have absolutely no idea how I'm going to identify them. And one of them was Phanpy. It's now to quote or to paraphrase the one whom I consider a mentor, the inspiration of the channel. Oh my god, I found a Phanpy! Yes, for those who don't know, I was inspired to make this channel by Chugga Conroy. And I can't do the voice that he does there, because I can't get my voice to go that high without, like, it absolutely destroying my throat.
In much the same way as I cannot do the Hydronoid, Helios, not Hydronoid voice.
Without my throat just absolutely turning into gravel. Oh, that's good. Progress is made. Progress has been made. And I need to get some water. Watch this be shiny while I'm walking away. Okay, good, it's not. There we go. And we're back. Alright, delightful. Froakie, hatch from the egg. No, it's not demon meta. It's Helios from Bakugan. I remember watching Bakugan, like rewatching it a couple of like 2 or 3 years ago. It's kind of held up. Like, the first series has not held up nearly as well. But, like, the second series, like, the second, like, installment of the series, it kind of actually held up decently well. Like, it's still kind of entertaining. In, like, a lot of the same way that, like, I'd say, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has actually held up. Because, like, there's a couple series that, like, I will rewatch every couple of months. Like, Ever the Last Airbender's one. Where on a pretty much between 8 and 14-month cycle, I will rewatch Avatar The Last Airbender. Have a good night, that dude. Have a good night. Like, on pretty much, like, an 8 to 14-month cycle, I will, like, rewatch Avatar The Last Airbender. And on a probably 1.5 to 2 year time cycle, I will, like, rewatch Star Wars The Clone Wars. So, there's a couple of series that I do like that. And, like, Bakugan is one that I don't really watch that much. Like, I've actually only rewatched it once, but, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Is one of them, where I, like, will, like, periodically rewatch the entire series, because I just enjoy it. Like, I would still say, like, not so much the earlier parts of Yu-Gi-Oh! Have held up, but I would say everything, like, Battle City and onward has decently well held up, with the exception of Waking the Dragons. With the exception of that lone arc, everything post Battle City I would say is pretty, like, solid. And the only reason I say Waking the Dragons has not held up is the arc freaking starts with Yugi going up to the Pharaoh's stone, whatever the freaking thing is called, holding up the 3 Egyptian god cards. And the arc ends with Yugi going up to the Pharaoh's stone thing, holding up the 3 Egyptian god cards. It literally ends on the same place it starts. And none of the special cards they got stay. Everything just came in and just completely went away because it was a filler arc. It was a filler arc. It did not exist in the manga. And it just doesn't exist outside of that. So naturally there would be no actual effects of it. But I just find out that it ends in the exact place it starts. And, like, I love it. Like, I don't think I'm ragging on it. I honestly just skip Waking the Dragons, because, like, I'll watch it every, like, 3 or 4 years. Like, I'll watch it once, and then, okay, the next, like, 2 times I rewatch this, I'm not gonna watch it again, because it's just something I just skip. It's like when I rewatch Ben 10. Another series I actually, like, habitually kind of rewatch. I will pretty much not watch Omniverse. Every, like, 3 times I watch this, I'll watch it once. But yeah, Ben 10, another series I actually really, really enjoyed. Original Ben 10 didn't hold up super well. Alien Force and Ultimate Alien, really, really solid. I'll enjoy those. Well, not 6. 5. Well, welcome to the Meta Just Talks About Cartoons channel. Honestly, like, I really enjoyed, like, Cartoon Network had a lot of great shows. Nick had some good ones. Nick had some really, like, Danny Phantom was great. You know, obviously Avatar was fantastic. But I'd say Cartoon Network in general had a bit more, had some better ones. But everyone's gonna have, like, you know, the different stands on that. Alright, come on, give me my Froakie shiny. Give me my shiny Froakie. Let's see. Are we going to get 666 shiny? I doubt it. Like, if we actually get the shiny on egg 666, I'm going to eat my shoe. That's sarcasm, by the way. Well, what cutscene? I'm pretty sure you can skip the cutscenes. I think like you have to press X, and then you have to press like plus or press plus then press X. It's one of the two combinations, I'm pretty sure. Do 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 do. We do a little bit of rolling. The cutscene where she activates her electric mask. Oh, that, right. I don't think you can't. Yeah, that you probably can't skip. Yeah. You actually can get the Thunder Helm later. Yeah, once you, like, 100% the area, you actually get, she will give you the Thunder Helm. Oh, look, what a surprise. It's not sparkly. It's almost like the stupid numbers don't work. And we gotta kill a little bit of time, and then we'll get another reroll of our in-game auction. Cause yeah, every in-game day, so every 72 minutes, the Porto Morindo auction house will actually refresh what its 3 auctions are. And earlier today, I actually acquired myself let's see, where's the bag? There's the bag. I actually acquired myself another lure ball from the Porto Morindo auction. So I actually like do use the apricorn balls when it's like I can actually get them. But yeah, otherwise, yeah, I don't really do that. Like, that's the reason why whenever you see me, like, starting up a stream, I'm almost exclusively by Porto Morindo. Because I'm basically just always here in-game. If, like, I'm just, like, not doing anything else. Just in case, like, oh, I want to be, like, right here. So I can, like, go and just check something quickly. Because I very much do like getting those things. I don't really need the gold, because occasionally you get, like, some good, like, you get, like, gold bottle caps and things like that there. But I honestly don't really need the gold bottle caps. Mostly because I already have a crap ton of regular bottle caps that I can just, like, max my Pokemon out with regardless. But it's okay to have them. Like I can keep myself away from it. Like, creepy. Yeah, that sounds like it's a good policy to have, Amy. That's actually a very, very good policy to have. I know a lot of people that do that. Because I remember for a while I actually was debating, like, turning mine off that. Because all the time I get these, like, scam Discord friend request things. It's like, they're obviously super fake. It's like, okay, nope, ignore. Ah, so you finally managed to beat Phase 1. You have beaten Phase 1 of Divine Beast Vandaboris. Aiden, I would like to introduce you to the most frustrating Divine Beast of all of them. You picked a hell of a one to do second. Like, this is the most frustrating one. You are going to yeah, like, this one took me several hours to do. I would honestly recommend looking up a guide, like, just so you can save a small modicum of sanity. Because you are going to suffer with this one. There is significant amounts of suffering that will be taking place inside of Vandaboris. Yeah, as long as you're not creepy about it. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Keypad. Yeah. Yeah, keyboards are hard. They don't like working. Hence why I tend to... Yeah, keyboards don't like to work properly. Which is one of the reasons I'm a big fan of the voice typing. Yeah, I'm sure Andrew understands. But yeah, we got... I'm glad we got Fampy today. Like, I find it funny that we've gotten, at this point... I think at this point, we've gotten almost a quarter of a box of just phases when walking back and forth hatching eggs, when just on the Greninja shiny hunt. And I'm completely okay with that, because it means more members of the shiny decks are being filled out every day. Okay, Pixel, have a good night. Have a good night, Pixel. Yeah, tomorrow I'm probably going to take it easy with the stream. A large part of that is I have not EBL. I have one of my draft league, like, important draft league matches tomorrow with playoffs. And I kind of want to win finals, because the prize of this league is $100 if you win finals. So I kind of, like, don't want to completely blot myself out when it comes to the stream. Yeah. Honestly, it's a very reasonable mindset to have, Amy. Better safe than sorry. Like, I watch a lot of true crime podcasts, and, like, listen to a lot of true crime podcasts and watch a lot of true crime stuff. So it's like, yeah, you really never can be too cautious. Also, cameras freaking the freak out right here. And when I have 6-star dragon types, that's gonna be a hard one to do, Kayla. Apologies, I don't think I'd be able to really do that, because Azumarill's like the best option to deal with it, and Azumarill gets bodied by poison. Yeah, that would not be an easy raid to do. Froaky's going croaky. 5. Yeah, I think what we're going to do is we're probably going to finish off this box of eggs, and then we're going to call it a night. This has been a glorious stream, everyone. Thank you guys all for coming out. Like, you guys are the real heroes of the night. I am just a math clown talking into a camera. You guys made this a community. And delete. Delete. Alright, let's go. I still gotta hunt, I do want to hunt you eventually. I really, really do love the, Krogung family. Let's get... We do a little rolling. But yeah, next week we're actually going to get the shiny compilation of last month. Also for those who are actually new today, every month we do a shiny compilation, which is basically recounting the last month's total shiny haul. And that compilation has been edited, exported, and just completely finished. So, you guys are going to get to see like the full last month recap of shinies. I'm honestly surprised at how much lower the haul was for this month. But I guess I shouldn't be too surprised, considering we have really stepped up our Masuda hunts. And with the increased amount of the Breath of the Wild streams that we were doing, we just were not intaking the same amount of shinies we usually did. We actually did not even break 50 shinies. Because I remember... Because our last month was almost 80 shinies we got. Then... Well, granted, last month we had so many freaking phases. We had insane luck. But yeah, we have seen a little bit of a downline. I have a bad habit of saying yes to them where I say no. Yeah. I understand that 100%, Amy. Bug Among Us. Among Us. Among Us. Not really sure I'd be up for the Among Us one, because I'm like mostly set on my Urban Mystica stockpiles. But speaking of Among Us, I know that Andreas is probably going to be hosting his absolutely amazing Urban Mystica Among Us raid next week, like tomorrow, because like I know he has an amazing Among Us raid. Yeah, I was speaking about that. Andreas, I believe, he's testing something with because he saved his Among Us raid from before the Sylveon Garchomp event happened, and he's gonna see if he keeps his game offline, if it will preserve that raid for when the event ends. If he can go online then, like, it would still preserve the raid. So if he does preserve it, I know that he'll have like an absolutely amazing god tier raid for you guys next time. Because like Andreas finds just the best Urban Mystica raids. One of the ones that we did, like I think it was like yesterday, was a Farigiraf one, and it gave out 5 Urban Mystica. Like, Andreas just gets the best stuff. Andreas gets all the toys. And that's why we love Andreas, because he shares them with us. Nope. Let's do a little bit of climbing the mountain. We're climbing the mountain. Oh, Sawsbuck. Eventually I'll need to shiny hunt you. We already have one shiny Deerling, that's what it is. But we still need to get Sawsbuck, because we are doing a shiny living dex. Thanks, I might not host Unit Circles at times, but I'm trying to finish Zelda awkward time working on my college side. Yeah, I know 100%, Amy. I myself actually finished Ocarina of Time a bit ago. Great game. That was a very special game for me. You guys may not really know this, but Ocarina of Time was an important game for me to play, because when we started the channel, this was 4 years ago, we tried playing it, like I tried playing it, and we opted to just not upload probably the 3 episodes I recorded of it, because my commentary was just complete garbage. Then, 3-4 years later, I revisited Ocarina of Time, and I was able to do a blind playthrough of it and actually be able to commentate the game, be able to enjoy it, and be able to play the game very well. And it's one of those things where it's important, like, at least it's special to me, because it really shows just the amount of growth I've had as someone who makes content. Does my Cerulite with Swords Dance and Safety Goggles as a held item? That would be a very good play for it. That is actually a very, very good play for it. The only worry, though, about that is Amoonguss gets foul play. And foul play rebounds your own attack stat against you. That includes any attack boosts. So if you Swords Dance on your Ceruledge, when it uses foul play, it will hit you with a super effective attack from your own attack stat that is also Swords Dance boosted. That is something to be a little cognizant of. That's one of the reasons why a lot of the time we use things like Iron Hands, because even if Iron Hands uses Belly Drum, and then it uses Foul Play, Iron Hands and also Azumarill are bulky enough to take that resisted hit even at +6. But something like Ceruledge, I don't think is going to have the bulk to survive a hit like that. So that is something just to be a little bit cognizant of. Belly Drum. Honestly, in this case, it's just better to go for, like, just a Thunder Punch. Yeah, but the thing is, it will still probably be able to one-shot you. That's the thing. Ceruledge is relatively frail, and it is weak to foul play. Foul play may be able to just completely take it out of the battle before it's even from full health, it may be able to just straight one-shot it. But I will need to go check on that. Welcome in, Pikachu Potter. How are you doing? I'd recommend for that, if someone has a Grimmsnarl with Misty Terrain and Spirit Break, I recommend bring that. That's like my Amoonguss Destroyer. But how are you doing, Pikachu Potter? Welcome in. And again, guys, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't done so already. This is going to be our last batch of 5 eggs for the night. I would like to thank you all for tuning in. If you have, it means a great deal when you guys come in for these things, especially for my nonsensical nonsense. So let's do a little bit of hatching, a little bit of shiny hunting, and hopefully we'll get our sparkly Greninja. Come on. Give me my sparkles. 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 No. Dang. Scovillain may actually be a good one against, it may be good to bring a Scovillain, actually. Grass types are immune to Spore, and Scovillain is a fire type. Well, then again, no, it would take super effective damage from that. It would take super effective damage from the Sludge Bomb, which could be problematic. That's not good, actually. That's problematic. Overcoat exists. Your Overcoat. Your Revavroom with Overcoat. Revavroom Taunt. I mean, Taunt's a really good thing to just shut down Amoonguss in raids. Yeah, honestly, Skeledirge is probably the best play. Because even if it does go for foul play, Skeledirge is a special booster, not a physical booster. Which means even then, it's not going to do all that much damage with foul play. That actually might be the best play. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Torch Song Skeledirge. I feel like I have to make sure boundaries aside this case. Yeah, I'm in 100%. I would honestly be lying to say that if I wish I was better at doing that and like establishing those boundaries myself. But that is the finality of our shiny hunt for today. No shiny Froakie, but we did get ourselves 2 shinies, one of which being a shiny Phanpy we needed for the shiny Living Dex, and the other being a second giveaway shiny Misdreavus, which, at this rate, I'm honestly thinking we're going to be doing the shiny giveaway probably at the end of the month. Meta, do you think a level 6 Fletch Thing could survive a Thunder Punch from a level 100 Iron Hands with the Belly Drum and Terrace Live Electric? If it had Focus Sash, yes. That is the only possibility I would say. Let's actually just go check out Porta Morinda rate. Porta Morinda just like auctions, just for the kick in the teeth, just to see if we'd get anything good. But I have my doubts that we'll get anything good. But if we do, I mean, if there's anything like an apricorn ball, I'm just gonna sell a whole bunch of nonsense because I am kind of running low on funds. You know, I say I'm running low on funds when I have like, you know, almost $1 million polka dollars in game. Well, let's go see who we get great. Greppa berries, curry, super potion. Nope, nothing good here. All right. Let's go find somebody to raid. Do 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 do. Who we gonna go and raid? Do 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 do. Ooh. I don't think we've raided. We have not raided Jer in a while. So let's go raid Just Me the Guy. Or as I like to call him, Just Him the Dude. Why can I not see any of my things that I'm typing? So I'll see you guys next time. Let's rock and roll, huh? And stay tuned for more. Check out our other recorded stuff. I know you guys will enjoy it. See you guys next time. And let's go.